everybody. Welcome back to the Church and Mark podcast. And this is our third annual Christmas special. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you.
And yes, here we are. Are you guys in the Christmas spirit at all, or mood, or you guys done all your shopping, gift buying? Are you into that, or?
I'm doing accounting. I feel like Scrooge McDuckin right now. But taking the time, yeah.
That's right, because we were talking before we started rolling about you've been on tour, you've been doing this fantastic tour, you've been pretty much all over the world, pretty much.
Yeah.
And how the challenges are with a 7-piece band and getting everyone to where they need to go, and hotels and food and even ground transportation. Like, do you guys travel in a van once you get to the airport to go to your venue, or?
It depends. We did a lot of festivals this year, so usually they would send like a festival van to pick us up. But yeah, the flights are just really expensive, especially for that many people.
That's right. And I guess the beauty of it when you're traveling with that many people, because I know you have a habit of falling asleep before the plane takes off. So at least you have bandmates that can wake you up. Is that correct?
I went one time in Kansas. Just because it was like the Kansas Folk Alliance, and then like I don't know, like I was watching music. I was up till 4, and my flight was at like 7. I was like, "There's no point in going to sleep, so I'll just stay up." And then I went to the airport, and I sat in a chair and I just laid down for 1 second.
That's all it takes.
And I woke up, it was like a flight attendant. It's like, hey, like someone said they thought you were on their flight. And then I was like, oh, and I was. So thankfully someone alerted the proper authorities.
So you didn't miss?
No, I didn't miss it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Because that's an awful feeling.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like that's like something that I think a lot of artists that do a lot of this work don't really talk about, those types of letdowns in travel, like missing flights, or sleeping in for something, or showing up late for whatever reason, right? Like I know I do, like I try to get there and be there and like be as most responsible as I can, and sometimes you still have, I call them travel snags, right? Because they're just things around you that are like, hey, get over here, like you don't think you could get away from this, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Let me just humble you real quick.
I've missed a couple flights in my career, and I'm always just like so apologetic, and I'm just like, oh my god, I fucked up, I'm so sorry, and I missed the next gig or whatever. But the work that we do, I don't think people do realize it. It can be so tiring and exhausting, and you need, those moments to yourself just to even just catch up with your own life, let alone, the work that you're supposed to do for people. Like you just, for me, that's how it is, and I'm always really mindful now to get there early, get there way early, and I think that's where I have a lot of travel anxiety now, so I'm always like super early, like
double checking,
even
triple checking
everything, and it takes like hours for me to just get to even wake up and then get to the airport.
Prep time.
I've never missed a gig. I've missed one flight though. I missed one flight. Like leaving a BC festival, and I remember the festival people, it was like straight out of the pandemic, and they just never seen each other in forever, so they're like, oh yeah, just stay, this is our last night, like just stay and hang out and like sit around the fire and play music. And I was like, I got an early flight, and I was like, just hang out, and then I hung out, and then I went back to like it was the first and only time I've done a billet, which is like where the festival people set you up with a family, and then like, so I was like sleeping in like
some kids
bed with like a horse blanket.
Like a bunk.
And it was like there's like 3 kids and like a foreign exchange student and this couple and like a chicken
house.
And like a hedgehog and like all these animals and stuff, and like, and it was really, they were so nice. They were so nice, but I think sometimes too like in a, when this is your career, it's just like it is important to have that alone space to kind of be able to recharge. Yeah. But yeah, I ended up getting back, and the guy was awake, and he was just like, "Hey, still got like an hour to take a nap. You can just have a nap and then
Napping is dangerous.
Dead.
I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, that's a $900 nap, right?
Fuck.
Was it worth
I'm
it?
sorry.
Kind of worth it, but like I definitely.
I'll
didn't-
pay for it.
Yeah, I did. I just got another flight. And I was like, it sucks, but
Yeah, that's why everybody's getting, made gifts this year.
Okay.
All those,
Here's my
all
album.
those ads. Yeah. Here's my
my album
album. I
again.
signed it. Yeah, again. Here's my third copy.
So on the topic of gifts, what's the most unusual gift you've received during the holidays, or even for your birthday? Never mind the holidays. What's the most unusual gift you've ever received?
you know what? I got this gift recently. I wouldn't say it's unusual, but it was really special because when we were in Edmonton in March, there's like these indigenous artisans and people who made earrings and beaded stuff, and I found these like earrings with the leather tassels. Is that what it is? Fringes, yeah, they're just like 5 long pieces. They just dangle, and I bought them, as I was gonna get a gift for somebody, but then like I ended up liking them so much that I went out and got my ears pierced so I could wear them. and so I ended up wearing these for different shows and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
And but I never figured out who this person was, and then so like months down the road, they messaged me and she's like, "Oh hey, my friend said I should check out your music, and then I looked you up and I saw you wearing my earrings, and I remember, yeah, this is who I am." And I was just like, I've been trying to find you because I've been trying to like tag you and be like, this is this person's product that I'm wearing, indigenous person.
Yeah, props where it's due.
And then she ended up being like so stoked she sent me like a gift package with like 3 other sets of earrings and like a scarf
That's
and,
awesome.
and some other stuff.
Oh,
And
nice.
And what's the name of the person or the company?
her name's Willow.
Okay. We can give them a plug.
Edmonton,
Yeah.
Edmonton
Logo.
area.
Yeah.
Edmonton area.
Yep.
Yeah, let me grab this.
That's awesome. I love
So,
that.
yeah, I wrote it down here.
Yeah, it's always
Instagram.
good to give the shout outs, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Because people put time into that, and
They do.
It's their
Okay, it's in the notes here somewhere. I'll do
Okay,
a
all
post
right.
about it.
All right, yeah.
So
Well,
follow me on
yeah,
socials.
follow.
You can let us know. We'll post the link after.
Post about it, and I guess we'll share it from there.
That's right.
Put it up on the story. Quick story. Yep. Here's Evan's earrings.
Ow.
Put a point.
So, other than the earrings, anyone else with gifts that they really admired or they thought was unusual?
Oh my god, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
I was yesterday. One of my friends was staying with me for a while. He's from Australia, and I remember in some of our visits. I live on this 14th floor of this really good, amazing view of Trinity Bellwoods, and it's such a beautiful view. And there's such bustling. There's traffic. There's birds. There's hawks. There's people play. Yesterday, someone was playing the trumpet outside a shawarma place. And
wow.
all of this, it's
the
really
shawarma trumpet
bustling.
place.
Yeah, the neighborhood I live in.
Right.
And I was mentioning, oh man, I wish I had some fucking binoculars. I want to. I would be auntie on the 14th floor, just really investigating the neighborhood.
Do you have a
and-
telephoto lens for your camera? Because you could use that.
I could, but no, I don't
All right.
use it for that. Yeah. So he gifted me binoculars yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're really good too, and they got the good night setting as well. The
night
optics
setting.
are
What are your neighbors up to?
I see.
Those are more than binoculars.
Oh my god, we were using them before he left yesterday, and he was all, "Oh, I can see this woman's passcode for her iPhone."
Hey, I think there's a woman staring at us from that balcony.
I see.
It's so funny. So I've been using just sort of sneaking peeks
like
using them
voyeuristic
today. It's
viewing.
really
I see,
interesting. I
okay.
could like make up so many stories about
Oh yeah.
maybe
I like watching.
Oh yeah, we all do.
frequent neighbors or people in the neighborhood. I'll probably give them names like
Okay.
Theo.
Right. Have you seen
Bill.
anything that maybe you shouldn't have seen?
There's
like
Bill again.
people doing it, or someone getting murdered, or
That's like one of my favorite.
Sure, there are some nasty things that happen in the city of Toronto.
that's right.
No, not one.
You're
not
well,
one
you're
thing.
gonna see
I'm
it
right
now that you have those heat sensors.
I'm near a 7-Eleven, so a lot of
Yeah, shit goes
different-
down there. Yeah.
yeah.
That's my one favorite thing about traveling is I'll do is, well, not my favorite thing, but one thing I do with traveling is go check out the 7-Elevens.
Okay.
I'm always very
All over, yeah. They're
everywhere.
all
Like
over.
I'm always very curious of like what the food is going to be like in there, because every 7-Eleven, just like every McDonald's, has like a
Right.
specific
That's right.
region-based menu. And yeah.
And what's your favorite 7-Eleven?
The most delicious thing I think was like in 2019 I went to Thailand, and I was just eating Thai food every day, and I just wanted something, for lack of a better word, something normal. And like
Sure,
I went to
right.
the 7-Eleven and they had like a grilled cheese sandwich, and I
wow.
was like, that is sadly normal to me, even though
Huh.
there's all this beautiful food around here. I was a grilled cheese sandwich. But then I was in Sweden this summer, and I went to their 7-Eleven and they had a salad bar, and it was
What?
like
Salad bar?
I ended up going
Oh.
there several times because it was like
Ooh, upgrade.
like a big bowl and like awesome, loaded up with all the different salad stuff you want, and like chicken
wow.
that was like really, because like Europe has like different food regulations that are like much better than
They do.
Whereas here it's
than
all like pizza and chicken wings.
Same with
and-
Australia. They have to have those different guidelines. Of
That's
what
right.
they put in their
And they
food
make
how
their
they-
bread different in Europe as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just wildly delicious, and it was like I was like, all right.
Yeah, that's great. 7-Elevens, eh? And then you must have obviously been to 7-Eleven down in Australia.
Oh yeah, they have them there.
Yeah.
Oh, when
I
were you
remember going
there?
there when I was in Melbourne, and I remember they had all this weird snack section, things I never even recognized, because obviously it's catering to the Australian
Yeah,
market.
theirs is like wall to wall, packed with like all the candies.
That's
all
right. And even the milk
all the
there, they had
things.
like strawberry flavored
Yeah,
milk, they had
they
kiwi
do.
flavored
Their
milk.
chocolate's different though. They
Yeah.
make their chocolate different because of the heat.
Oh,
So
okay.
they put like this chemical in there. So every time I go over there, like people over there, like, hey, sis, bring some chocolate. Like I'm like, okay, well, like what
chemical.
kind?
Some
like,
chemical?
yeah.
So do they do that so the chocolate doesn't
Yeah, this
melt
looks
in the
like it would
heat?
taste
Or,
good.
Yeah, that's why they put the chemical in their chocolate for the heat, right? But
Because it
But
keeps it
to
from
answer-
melting.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
to
the
answer your-
solidification of it.
yeah, it's hot down there. Fuck.
yeah.
The chemical is a freezer.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I did
Yeah,
like
when
a
were you-
6
yeah, when
month
were you
tour
there?
in
That's
the
wow.
beginning of this year, and I went there for like 3 months. So I
Oh,
was
the
out there.
slow touring.
I was slow touring there.
Nice.
I did Sydney World Sydney Pride. I went inlet to like this place called Brewarna, and they have this Bayani Nunu festival with their indigenous people there, and it's like on the cusp of the desert, so it's like really super, like way different than Sydney vibe. And then got to go up to Brisbane and spend a couple weeks with my friend Jessie, who I met here in Canada, a couple music festivals, actually at Munda Montreal, my first time showcasing. And we've been friends ever since. So I went up there to see her, and we just started working on this children's album.
Oh, nice.
So we've been collectively, combining and collaborating and working on this album. And so I was out there doing that stuff and the gigs all in between. And then the NAC, I do some stage management with them. So I had 2 gigs back to back with them. So it was like a show, touring, a show. So altogether it was like 6 months of
Oh, nice.
like
It's good when
ongoing
different
things.
things like that come together.
I like
You're
doing
able to stay in a place that
yeah
you
for
must
like a
have loved
month
it
or
there.
yeah. Oh, it's so good. I'm actually going
They're good
there
people
next
there.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are so good people, and they take care of me so well. And so shout out to Australian mobs, because
Oh,
Yeah, they're just like us, like, you know, like
It's real deadly.
like, yeah, like super deadly aunties, like
real
everywhere.
deadly.
And that's one of the things that we're going to be incorporating in this children's album is like female indigeneity and connection, like at a global stance. So it'll be like sharing history from like an indigenous woman perspective, because we have the same colonizers, we have the same kind of things that have happened to us throughout history. So therefore, like some people call it, you know, trauma bonding, but I call it love connecting, because that's actually something like that's like, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on
It's
this
interesting
other
how
thing.
you frame different, like how you can change your perspective and frame something differently, especially, you know, given what our lives have been like, really, right? So yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's not trauma bonding. It's
No, it's like it's the intention is the healing part and connecting part, and that's what we're trying to focus on with being Indigenous women at a global stance.
yeah.
And as artists in the community. So another concept was one that I really like to talk about, is a lot of people talk about like lateral violence, but I like to talk about horizontal love. So lateral violence is like this, right? It's like keeping everybody down and keeping, it's the same. It doesn't go up or down. It's there.
Right.
But lateral love, it's like we're rising each other up with that, and we're using those types of things to make sure that we're honoring ourselves. So then it comes down to authenticity, because it's like more than love, right? So love is 528, the megahertz, and how it vibrates, right? So if you look at the vibration in the scale of frequency, love is a big part of a lot of things that we do. It's like the basis of what we need to be who we are, our true selves. And nobody can tell you what that is, only you can do that, right? So it's about how authentic we can be with ourselves and using all these other frequencies to get us there. So when we are vibrating at a higher frequency, you're able to manifest things and attract things and use the laws of the universe to, I guess, manipulate that information in the ether to have it come through as to you as a conduit.
I totally get that. One of my friends said, this, I've known him forever. He said, love is the only, like, true currency. But then if you take that and start talking about frequencies, right? I think it was Derek Miller, actually. Yeah, that was Derek.
Race car driver Derek Miller?
Race, yeah, he's so high energy, right? I've known him forever. And he said love is the truest form of currency. And yeah,
It's definitely a basis to what we need.
It is.
And
And
like,
it could very well be the basis of what the universe is constructed out of. Because as we were talking before the show, talking about doing DMT or psychedelics, when you go into whatever that space is, that's all you feel. You don't feel anything else. You just feel unconditional love. I guess that's the only the best way to describe it. And then people that have NDEs, near-death experiences, they explain the same thing. They go to this place, they don't know where they are, but it's unconditional love. There's no judgment, you never made a mistake, because everything that is supposed to happen on this planet, in this realm, is supposed to happen for a reason. Mainly, from what I can gather, it's to teach us lessons, right?
Well,
not just us individually, but us as a species.
yeah, from what I've been told, I was always told that we have that choice to come here. Like
That's correct.
They
That's
give you
right.
a script and you
Right.
read it, and
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, all right, I guess I'll do that, you know. And
Right.
so, all the things that we go through, the good, the bad, the worst things, we actually signed up for that.
That's correct.
And
That's
if
right.
we
You
think
did.
about that, in a way, it's like kind of devastating. But at the same time, it gives you like that relief, like, oh, oh, I knew this was going to happen. I could take it. I knew I could take it. I know I can deal with it. I know I can figure whatever it is out. I know that I can deal with these feelings, you know, like, because as humans, like, we're just so full of these emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why, like, we have to self-medicate, or, you know, like, we have all these things.
You reminded me of, like, I was always like I've had a really tough go for a while, and then I always, like, get these messages like, oh, I pray I pray strength for you. I pray all of this strength is the big one for me, and you can't ever pray for that for yourself, because you already are strong. You already are. And that just reminded me, because when you said that you chose this, you chose you know what I mean? Whenever anyone prays strength for themselves, they're only inviting more tribulation or more challenge or all of that. So when people pray strength for me, I'm just like, no, don't do that. I mean, I love you, but I love you, but don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just sort of understood that after, or not, actually even before a lot of what I've gone through that came up. Like, I just sort of had an understanding of that. So I totally get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Like, it just, when we have that understanding of that perception on this side, sometimes it's hard to see when we're in the situations. Like, I'm fucking in it. I'm feeling all these. I can't see the light. I can't see anything but this darkness, you know. And those types of feelings, like, people live that every day, you know. So it's like, it's really important to be like, you have that in you, to know that, like, it doesn't, like, you signed up for that. And now that you know that, what are you going to do about it?
That's right.
You know, something is there to either push or pull you in the direction of where you need to go.
Right.
Like, it's crazy how the universe works. They're clear signs.
Mm-hmm.
And the more aware you are with that, the
That's right.
clearer you can see them. It's like, oh man,
Absolutely.
That is a sign. I know it. Like, it's the
right.
synchronicities.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, you know, the magic of life. Like, I've seen that, and I've been a part of that, and it's such a beautiful thing that happens, and that's something that I definitely live for, those moments.
I feel like a lot of these, you know, sort of philosophies and approaches to life are embedded in a lot of Indigenous cultures too. I mean, I'm an Aysanabee from, you know, northwestern Ontario, and not just that too, but a lot of it is just really in the language. And when we were before the taping talking about my dad, I love him so much.
I love your dad too.
Yeah, he's a great man. He's a kind man. And just even though I don't even know what they're saying, I know that it's based in love and how you treat people, and it has to be in a good way. So whenever I'm home, it's just nice to hear him laugh and chat with his brothers and sisters, and to just be immersed in the language it's a beautiful thing to hear.
Well, actually, most of us are from northwestern Ontario, right?
Yeah.
Evan's from northwestern
Oh,
Ontario.
we're all
You
from?
are. We are. She is not.
I'm Southern, baby. I got that Southern drawl. Just warm, real warm. But yeah, it's. I love that we know where we come from. I love that, and I think that's really important, and that's a really big thing of true authenticity. And I think it's a really special thing, because a lot of people want that, and a lot of people think that they need that when it's in them.
It's already
Right.
there.
And it's their
in
own.
there.
Yeah, and it's over there, you know. So
Because it seems like these days there's a lot of disingenuous people, and
I
that's
think
for a variety of different
I'm-
reasons, right?
I'm always like grappling in my head with like this concept of, of course, authenticity is very important to me as well. But then it's also, I think about consumption. And that's what, times like this, the holidays and everything, that's sort of what, like, brings it about. Like, what is it that you need? I remember in previous podcasts I was talking about me being a minimalist. And that's the concept that I take forward in a lot of, I guess, sort of what I do in my life and how I approach even relationships. So just this idea of like consumption versus authenticity in that you already are complete. You're already whole. Was that
And knowing
was
that.
that too deep?
No, that's
No.
a part of
Yeah.
it. That's a part of
That's
it.
right, yeah. Wow, we got really deep with this Christmas special.
Oh, Christmas.
The deepest
Right.
we've gotten. What is it? No one's burned down their house or anything? We can have those stories. Okay. Right. Well, there you go. Well, on that note, of deepness. Because even before the show started, we were talking about Christmas and the Aysanabee mushroom, and how that kind of was on old Christmas cards back in Finland and Sweden back in the I guess the early 1900s and so forth.
We went further than that,
We
though.
went further than that.
We
That's
went,
right.
yeah,
we went
the-
right to the
Beyond
Stone
that.
Age.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we went back way
Earlier
back.
ago.
Yeah.
So
like-
if you had, say you had divine power, like say you had divine God-like power, what would be your first action as a divinity or this omnipotent being that can do whatever it wants? Or you don't have to do anything. Who wants to take that one first?
I'll take it.
Okay, go ahead.
So, have you ever heard of sex magic?
Sex magic?
Yeah.
I thought they closed that place down. Oh no, I'm thinking of the sex cauldron. Never mind.
Red
Sorry.
Hot Chili Peppers album.
Not that store that you had the lifetime membership in. No, like it's like a thing. So
Okay.
okay, we're gonna get deep.
All right. Sex magic.
All right, sex magic. Pretty much what that is like, you're aroused and all this stuff, and you come.
Sure.
And you got all these feelings when you come, right?
Right, yeah.
It's actually using those feelings on the inside to project things that you want. So, like, for instance, I was going at it the other day, and I was like, woo, world peace. Like, that's what I used mine for. So I guess if I were to say, if I could do something
Yeah.
that made a difference, like singing is one at this, what I can do with my human meat suit.
Right.
But if I was like this other energy, which I do believe that I am at the same time, I would want that world peace. Like, we don't have to have that war anymore. Like,
Right,
that
right.
just comes down to all the awful things that lead up to that.
Right.
The greed, the consumption, the I have to have this, the genocide, everything that leads up to that. It's not a good vibe. So I don't know. For me, what would that look like? I try to visualize that every day. So if I had that power to put that in place, I think that would be the first thing that I would do. Because I try to do that even now.
Right.
Even I'm like, who am I? Nobody, But I'm somebody.
You are somebody. We are all somebody.
But like, there's that balance, that ego and spirit side. Like that brain and heart cohesion.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sometimes hard to explain, but I think as Indigenous people, we just have that knowing.
Right.
Anyways, that's my
Okay.
answer.
Okay. Very good. Anyone else want to take a run at it? Divine powers.
Yeah, divine powers.
Divine power. Like what would I
What would you do?
wish that
What are your
to
first
be?
act of office of God would
What
be?
would you do? Like, if you're Bruce
My
Almighty.
first term?
Yeah, your first term. What's your executive order?
Yeah.
Oh.
Put this in place right now.
It would be, oh my God, I would just shut off all the phones.
Actions.
Okay.
and have everyone just communicate just as we are, just like one-on-one. I think the work that I do, it's so much based in that. It's just the simple act of visiting with people. That's what my work is about.
That's right, because that's how you get people comfortable when you're taking pictures of them. Because most people don't like their picture being taken. At least I don't. I always look paranoid.
No, everyone.
But you have this natural ability.
Well, no, there's some people who are just like love the camera and all this, and like that my job is easy there. But
right, most of those people are on Instagram, I think.
Like Native people are so shy.
They are, yes.
Some of them can be, and it's just for me, it would be just for us to be able to communicate, just one-on-one. That's really what I love about my job and what I do, and I think I'm maybe even already doing it a little.
You are. You totally are.
1% of the,
And I think that's one of the reasons why your photos are so strong is because you make your subjects feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not even like they're posing for a picture in a way. They're just being their natural self.
We're just chilling.
That's right.
We're just
exactly.
visiting. Yeah.
That's right.
So it's so simple.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
okay.
Yeah. Communication.
Communication.
Spoken as a true Gemini.
Okay. All right. That's right. You're a Gemini. That's right. I forgot.
Yes.
And Evan, any?
Dr. Evil over here. Just kidding.
I would give myself all the money.
100 billion, cajillion dollars.
100.
He's just been doing accounting.
I haven't. It's been terrible. I would, I don't know, get rid of capitalism, get rid of borders, I don't know, there's just like, there's so much things built on greed that I think destroy humanity and destroy the planet, and I think there's enough to go around. And it was so weird, even just like, even trying to make sense of what's going on in the Middle East and in Palestine, and just trying to like, like, I started a tour, and then that started and then like, they declared, they call it a war, and it's like, and it was just, it's not like there wasn't conflicts before, so like, it's just like, now it's just like, we're all very aware, and it's like, what do we do, right? And it felt super weird. It felt super weird to be on tour and be like, come to my show when all this is happening, you know what I mean? Like, it was such a weird, and it's still ongoing, and I'm kind of like...
But that's why maybe music is more important than ever, because of all the conflict and, polarization in the world happening, that music could be that connector that brings us together, maybe.
Yeah, and you're actually good.
Yeah, you're actually good.
Imagine.
Can you imagine if you fucking sucked, Evan?
Imagine if you were like really shitty.
Man. Fuck, like that would be heartbreaking. But that's a part of your gift, and that's a part of your gift, and that's a part of all of our gifts. We have these things, we have these duties. That's our duty, is to honor our true, authentic self in our gifts in moving forward. Even though you might feel like, oh, that's 1%, but that's 1%, that's 1%, that's one. Pretty soon it'll be fucking 100%, 150%, and we'll be all on the same wave of that.
It's like everyone's sort of talent pooled collectively.
That love, that horizontal love. Yes,
horizontal
that's it.
love.
Horizontal.
I really like that. I like that
You know,
term. I'm going to start using that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I'll
better
give you
than
royalty.
lateral violence, which
That's
a
right.
lot of people tend to use these days.
Right.
And it's like when we focus on those types of words, we get more of that. And I think you said that earlier in this like interview of how you put that energy, you get more of that. So it's like we need to manage our emotions to regulate the things that we want, and the stuff that we say is, interesting. How we're using our bodies. Are you using sex magic? Is that new to you? Like, go and test it out. Go and look.
Let's
go and
test
check
it out. Well, we're going to pause the show for 5 minutes.
We'll be right back.
Test your theory.
I want to try that out.
I'm gonna try that out.
Sorry, did I say 5 minutes? I
Just
meant
put out
15.
your message. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just that divine power.
yeah, that divine power. That universal love. Yeah, we're all one. Yeah.
Well, that's definitely a great message to keep through this holiday season, because it seems like the month of December, everyone's about unconditional love, but as soon as Boxing Day rolls around, or you got to return your gifts or your receipts, whatever you got to do, then it goes back into dog eat dog type world.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of all the consumption. I mean, there's so many ways you can take that concept, but I'm just like, yeah, just keep it simple and love the people, love your fams, your kin, your clan, your tribe, your nation. Love, just, you know. And I, as you know, I don't celebrate or anything. I don't even celebrate my birthday.
Okay.
So just, you know, just keep it simple.
Right.
It's just.
But we celebrate your birthday for you. Yeah, we make a cake and we eat it. Sorry we didn't invite you. Nadia doesn't want to come eat this cake. She doesn't even celebrate her birthday.
Yep.
So speaking of special meals, do you guys do anything during the holidays? Like any special dessert or dinners or get-togethers with family or anything?
I think my family never really did before, but I think they're getting a little more sentimental these times around. So we'll be going. My aunt has a house in Winnipeg, so we're gonna go. I'll kind of go meet there. But as far as meals, I'm excited to actually be home and cooking for like the next 5 weeks. Like
because you've been eating road food.
I've been eating road food, and like
time.
I've only been home for like a day or two, so it never
Right.
made sense to go grocery shopping and then just like have stuff in the fridge.
It's so hard to eat really well on the road.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's yeah. The next year I'm going to be more mindful about that, like, and get like more of a plan. Like maybe I'll bring like a magic bullet on the road and like bring the green powder or whatever, because like it's like it
Or
is
like a good protein powder.
because it is really hard to eat healthy on
Yeah.
the roads, because sometimes you just got a gas station and you're like, well, there's
Yeah,
a
pick up like pizza.
bag of chips and a
Gas station pizza.
gas station sandwich. You're just like, how long's that been there?
I don't really do any meals. I get invited out to dinners a lot. I got
I don't really do meals. I get invited.
two or three invites right now, and I'm like,
Damn, okay,
oh,
we gotta
I
say
gotta
with
like
your friends
plan it. But my favorite thing to cook is always, I love wild rice, so I have this nice little wild rice dish that I make.
Okay, right. Well, that's right. Excellent. And do you make anything, Lacey?
My mom does.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This year she's like, I'm inviting everybody that I know. I was like, wow, that's a lot of turkeys. Like, we only have one oven. You know, like, this is a community
You know
event.
the aunties though,
Oh,
they'll get it done.
yeah, for sure.
They always do.
So but this, like, usually she's like pretty quiet.
Oh,
You know, but she's like, I just want to have everybody here that I know. I'm like, okay, well, do what you want.
I think if I wasn't a musician, I would try to my hand at like a little restaurant or something. But I feel it's such a money pit from what because I used to work right up the street, and that's
right.
where
Gate 403.
that's why I actually on my way down here I like stopped and like looked at that new place and like, what are you? Where's the old place? But things change. But yeah, no,
Restaurant.
I learned to cook there because like I there was like 150 things on the menu when I was going to like college and working there, and they brought like this Italian chef in, and then they wouldn't let him change the menu for a year. So he was just like, oh, we're just sitting back here, so why don't I just like show you how to do cool things? And I was like, all right. And so I like got like basically like private like chef training for like a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
that's cool.
So yeah, like I'm pretty. I get really a lot of enjoyment out of cooking for people, and like it's kind of like a meditative kind of thing.
So what's one of your favorite dishes that you like to make?
Lately I've been actually making this rabbit stew, which is really good.
Oh, wow.
And surprisingly, like I would have to go to Sanigan's in Kensington Market, but surprisingly, the No Frills on Lansdowne and Dundas
Yeah,
sells
they have
rabbits
rabbit.
now,
They
which
do,
is
yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
The city.
I got one. I got one like 4 days ago, and I made this stew like 2 days ago, and I was so surprised. It
So
tasted decent. I was like a little skeptical picking up a rabbit from No Frills at first. I'm like, but I'm like, it's been 2 days and I'm still not sick.
From no
That's right. No frills rabbits.
No frills rabbits. Yeah, it
That's
does.
right. It's not a Bugs Bunny. It's another
City
type of bunny.
Indians.
Yes, yeah, no, and so
City Indians have to
'cause,
take
like,
it.
because it's like this more like every year except for last year, I would, and it was only like 4 years, I would like fast for 10 days before my birthday and then do this like indigenous fusion food week. So I'd spend the 10 days not eating but then making this menu, which was just really counterproductive. I'd be like hungry and just be like, this is what I'm gonna eat when I can't eat.
After a 10-day fast, oh my god.
And so then I'd do like one day of
Smorgasbord.
just like kind of like this bone broth, and then the next day start the fusion food week, and try and just fusion food week because I'm trying to use as many ingredients as I can from here, but like there wasn't a lot of spices going on. Let's be, you know, there's so like rabbit stew would be one. You know, I did like this like fermented strawberry habanero hot sauce glazed like quail on a bed of wild rice.
Oh wow,
and
that's
like
fancy.
and I called it like
That sounds amazing.
Bird out of nest, because I'm also watching like these chef shows where they have the dishes and they give it names and stuff. So it's a whole
wow.
series. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're making us dinner one day. We'll have to do a cooking podcast.
I'll await your invite for Christmas food.
Yeah, supper at Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything
Eat all the
exciting
berries.
coming up for 2024 that you guys want to reveal now or that you can reveal now? Anything coming up? Any big albums, tours, projects? You name it. What's happening?
Ev.
Yeah. I
Don't you got a tour?
I got that tour with Alison Russell, which
Right.
I'm really stoked on. Like I saw her at Mariposa Folk Festival, and she's a great performer, a great storyteller, and like so when she was like looking for an opener, like I was immediately like I want to open for Alison, and ended up making it work. And then like even like I think like 3 months later, like she just got nominated for like 4 more Grammys or something. So she's doing incredibly well. She's like from Montreal and has been, you know, she's been in the music industry for like 20 years.
That's right.
And,
And
like-
who's she with? Which label or company? Do you
I'm
know?
not sure which label she's with or which
Okay.
company. We do have the same talent agency.
Okay.
But like,
Do you want to give them a shout, a plug?
Feldman.
Feldman, there you go.
Feldman.
Okay.
But yeah, like, but she's just this last couple of years she's just exploded, and I think that's really nice. You know, there's even like that guy from like the Country Music Awards who was like, he had that big viral speech being like, then there's something poetic about being a 39-year-old voted for best new artist, and you know, and then he just goes on like a little 20-second awesome tangent, but it's really cool to, you know, you never know when your moment's gonna be.
That's right.
And
So you always got to be ready when your moment comes up.
and so I'm like super stoked to be just a part of her moment and be on the road with her. And like I just finished that tour with Dan Mangan, but he brought me on his tour bus. I think
wow.
this is Allison's first headline tour across the country, so I think it's going to be like at a different scale. I think it's going to be like, for me, quite a bit what I was expecting an open air tour would be, which would be like me driving behind everybody the whole time, and which I think it's going to be, but like it's going to be like through the mountains in
Okay.
February.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
I'm just like, ooh, it's going to be a good drive.
And that's going to be with a full band or just yourself?
Solo.
Just
solo.
Okay.
Yeah. Solo from Vancouver, February 23rd, all the way to Halifax in March 20th, like right when the Junos are. So
Okay.
I think we're playing the Lighthouse in Halifax, which
And
is
where
like,
are the Junos happening in 2024?
Halifax.
Oh, in
yeah.
Halifax. That's right. Okay.
What's your favorite part of the country?
That's hard to say, to be honest. Like every specific place has its charm, but I do really love the mountains, to be honest. Like 2020, I was planning on leaving the central area and going to like BC or
Something about those mountains, eh?
something about the mountains and being that close to the ocean.
Like you feel so
Yeah.
small there. You feel like almost just like a little blip
It's-
because of the scale of things.
It
It's
doesn't
so
seem real, eh?
crazy.
When you look at it, it looks like a picture.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it's like is
And
this
I know
life?
people here that have never went there, and I'm just like, I'm like, I will freaking I don't know, and suggest that you go.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Like, I will not buy you a ticket. Let's be realistic for now. Maybe down the road when my career starts taking off more, I'll buy you a ticket. Until then, I'm accounting.
Yeah, I think for sure BC is one of my favorite places ever. I remember doing this trip up in Haida Gwaii, up way up there, right on the coast, and really just the scale of things hit me, and it was so surreal coming back. I spent 7 days, 7 days out there, and it was all on water. So I was set up in a lodge, like on the water. So you're constantly like, like this, and then they helicoptered us out to different. We're on Zodiacs and boats and shit for 7 days, and then when we got back to it was Vancouver after the 7 days, I was just like, it just felt so weird. Like I think that trip changed me because, and then they say you dream differently out in that area. Yeah. Like your dreams are, and then for real, like dreams are really important to me. And yeah, some of the most beautiful dreams I've ever had, and just the calmness and peacefulness of it. Yeah. But, and then immediately after that, I had to come straight here to Toronto after such like this amazing trip, and it just didn't feel real being here after that. So that's why I say like it kind of changed me a bit. Yeah. But anyway, yes. All this to say is BC is definitely.
I love it.
Well, it is beautiful.
Favorite.
I think that's on their license plates, right? Beautiful British Columbia. Is that
Is ours?
their logo?
Is ours?
Yeah.
Slogan or whatever?
Is ours open for business? Is that?
I don't know. Isn't ours yours to discover?
Oh, that's what it.
It used to be
Ours
for
to
business.
discover.
Oh yeah.
Yours to
It
discover.
was like Doug. Was it Doug
To
Ford?
discover.
Yeah, yours
It
to
was-
discover.
Doug Ford was trying to change it to open for business.
I know. Yeah.
And I was just
What
like,
an idiot.
Imagine going from like
God.
beautiful BC to like open for business.
Yeah, on terrible.
That's right. We're open.
Welcome to On Terrible. We're open for business.
Man. Yeah. That was just the slogan of our region. Open for
Ew.
business. Like it's
That's right.
Yeah.
Open
So
for
fucking
business.
capitalistic.
Totally.
Colonialist.
But anything exciting happening for 2024 for you, Nadia?
What the hell did I do? Shit. I started the year out in BC. I was in Vancouver for, how long was that? About a month? About a month. I had a good line of people wanting photo shoots. I was booked solid, pretty much. It was a really good start to the year. Yeah.
That's great.
Booked this beautiful Airbnb right on Denman, on the, like, what is it, West End? Vancouver West End? Like right near the English Bay?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
it was really good. It was yeah, I was there, and then what else did I do? Oh yeah, the photo laureate.
That's right. That's a big accomplishment.
Official.
That's right. You couldn't announce it last year when you were on the show. You had to.
I know. I had to keep
That's
it.
right. You had to
under.
keep it quiet.
I had to keep it. Yeah. So I've just been doing a lot of artist talks and appearances, workshop. I'm not really.
And you're still an
workshops.
ambassador for Canon as well.
Yeah.
Correct. That's right.
Yeah, I signed with Canon again. We renewed our contract for our agreement for another 2 years. I'm pretty sure they're gonna just keep me on.
Okay.
I think they're gonna keep me on.
Do they give you free cameras?
I get discounts and promo codes that I can give out. I actually have one leading up to Christmas. I'm gonna do for everyone.
Promo codes, eh? You know, I
Just
need to buy a new
trial
lens for my
gear.
Canon camera, so.
For Christmas.
But it's really a lot of just like artist talks, presentations.
Okay.
I did a mentorship program with them last year. They send me gifts and and that, and I'm just like, oh no, I can't forget it. Oh my god,
That's awesome.
like I can't. I really do. I remember us the first time I was on your podcast. I was like, I really had to pinch myself because I couldn't even believe it then.
Right.
I still don't believe it now.
Well, believe it.
But yeah, and it's everything's going really good. Just really a tough year overall, just emotionally, personally, like on my family side, just for my fams. And I think I'm still grappling with that a little bit, but I'll be okay.
Well, you have us, and you have a support system. You got great friends and family. So yeah, if you ever need any help with anything, you know how to get in touch with us. Well, technically, you can get in touch with Laura because I don't have a cell phone. But,
You don't have a cell phone?
No cell
I know,
phone.
I refuse to get one.
No.
I've owned a cell phone since 2002. So over 20 years.
You own a record label, don't you?
Laura over here
She
is
does all
like,
the work.
oh
Okay,
my
that's fair,
god.
that's fair,
I'm
that's
right
fair.
now on camera. Laura does all the work.
I can feel her from here.
That's right. She doesn't have a camera on her, but she's
Oh, man.
I can feel
she's
it.
got an interesting expression on her face.
Just red over
That's so
here.
crazy.
It's hot
That's so-
red over here.
And we commend you and thank you. Thank you so much.
My
None of this
phone's
could
been
happen
buzzing and
without
I'm just
you.
like,
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
all
you.
you do,
Yeah, thank you.
Laura.
That's right.
Love you so much.
We do love you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, back
she was
to
like, yeah.
and we love you too. We love you too. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. You get some love.
Happy
You get some love.
holidays.
Everybody gets love. Yes.
And then, Lacey, do you have interesting stuff coming up for 2024? You mentioned before we started taping you're going back to Australia.
I am. So I'm booked there for April, but I have ongoing projects there, so I have to go earlier, which makes it kind of like a couple months, which
Right.
makes it more of a slower tour, which is totally fine with me because
Sure.
this past year I went there, I did a 3-month tour, came back, did the International Music Summit and a couple other big gigs, and then went back there to showcase for Melbourne, Australia Rising, APAM, which is Australia Performing Artists like Summit.
Right.
So I had to perform there, and then also at QMA Festival in New Zealand, they have a theater festival there that we were a part of with Capicoa. So went there with Capicoa, did all the gigs in like 2 weeks, and then came back. So I was there twice. I don't like that. I would rather go there once a year for a amount of time,
Right.
do the work, and like, you know, be cool with that. I don't like the back and forth because that flight
It's
is
a 20-hour flight.
It's a
basically.
30.
24?
Oh,
It's
30, 20
like that's crazy.
connections, I guess.
Yes,
Wow.
it's such a long thing. And I did that alone. So like traveling
And then
alone.
the time change and jet lag.
Oh, man.
and
It's like a 14-hour
everything. So
difference.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
What, tomorrow night over there?
Because I was
Yeah,
emailing
pretty
Laura from
much.
Melbourne, and I was in the future. She's
Yeah.
like, "You're in the future. I'm getting your
Yeah,
emails.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, it looks
Sunday.
great,
It
honey.
says
What's gonna
Monday, and I'm like,
happen?
"What?"
What
The
is
future's
gonna
bright,
happen?
honey.
That's right.
I don't even know. I don't even have a phone, so whatever.
And then when you leave Australia to come back to
Oh,
North
yeah.
America, it's like you didn't.
You're going
'cause
back.
You're going back in time.
Yeah.
So it's like you left.
Yeah.
You arrived when you left.
You
basically.
travel for a day, but
That's
that's
right, yeah.
gone now.
It's gone, that's
It
right.
doesn't
Yeah.
exist. It's a real mind fuck when it,
It
comes
is.
to
It
Yeah,
is.
some
time.
kind
but
of
it
quantum
also
physics
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
but also airplanes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think
I
about
used
that.
to
without
love
just, like,
flying.
fucking thinking about being in the air for that long over the ocean
Well,
for just hanging out in the
Like
wind.
everyone
You know what I mean?
breathing,
Like,
it's a
everyone
14-hour
breathing the same
trip,
air.
like it's quite the flight.
it's a
Anyways,
big- it's a
I
big
love
plane,
it.
though, yeah.
I love it over there. That's why I do it, and they love me. That's why they bring me over. So
It's absolutely beautiful over there.
I have great respect for them. The indigenous people, it feels like another home to me. Like I said, I have ongoing projects. I've been working on 3 different projects. We talked about Derek Miller earlier. I've been working with him on some things. Brody Joseph, which is Gary Joseph's boy at Through the Red Door, he's been doing a lot of recording music stuff, and he asked me to you know, do vocals and write it. So I've been like working with him, and it's like more alternative rock.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's different. And then also working on this children's album. So I'm all over the map with creation right now. And those are the projects that I've been working on creatively, and then plus writing my own next album.
Okay.
I've been also working with the NAC doing stage management things. I think that's really important as an artist to know what's going on for your show.
Right.
But not only that, but to have that respect and love for every individual on what they do in their specific areas. I think it's really important to acknowledge that.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it sounds like everyone's got a full year ahead of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Of doing awesome creative sort of works, and as well as hopefully learning more about ourselves. As we were saying, getting into more self-awareness, maybe meditation, maybe that's for 2024.
You're saying sex magic?
Like
Sex
masturbation.
Magic, that's right. We need this more sex magic. Hey, that should be the title of your next record.
Use your energy wisely.
That's right.
Don't let that go to waste.
No, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I've been getting really into yoga lately. There's a studio right near my house, and it's just because they force you to be still.
Right.
Which I'm like having to relearn.
Okay.
Like I decided to take a trip when I got back, and like I went to a place where there was beaches and it was still warm, and I couldn't, like, I just sat there and I was like, I should be working right now. I'm not being productive. It was a weird, like, I couldn't sit and enjoy sitting on the beach. I was like, I need to be
time is money.
Checking my emails right now. What's going? You know what I mean? Like, it's such a weird.
Like, if you don't check your emails, that was an unproductive day. Or something,
it
right?
was-
One little, you know,
It's
like
it's just been like it's such a busy like 14 months, and it's just like there have been scenarios definitely where like someone's missed an email and like the opportunity has come to me and I'm like I answered it right away, and they're like, oh no, now you're gonna play Massey instead. Like it's been like, so it's yeah, I don't know. So that's why I love yoga, because it's just like you're there, you go there for that time and
Stretch it out, baby.
Yeah, and they're just like,
Yeah.
and it's all about just like
Mobility.
being really mindful of your body and where it's at.
How long have you been doing yoga for?
On and off for the last couple of years.
Oh, okay.
But like I've gone almost every other day since I've been back, which has been nice. And so I'm debating I have time. I should just do it every day for the next month.
If you got
see what
time.
happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
But yeah, so I'll be exploring that for sure.
Okay. Well, we all have cool stuff we're going to do in the next year, and hopefully we can all work towards making the world a better place in our own sort of individual ways as well. Because I think that's what we're doing as artists. I like to think that's what we try to do.
I think we are. It's safe to say.
That's right. We
But
are.
there's some,
our
there
music
we
for the
are,
power
but I don't know about other people.
Except that guy Jerry over there. Well, great. Well, we're kind of to the end of the show, and thank you so much for being on the Christmas special. I know it's hard to believe an hour went by already. And I wish
so
you
much to
all
talk
the best for the new year and, of course, the holidays. And I love you guys. I love you all. Again, I wish you all the best success for 2024 and beyond, of course.
Thank you so
thanks.
much.
we love you, Mark.
and Laura.
thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
And Laura.
Yes, big shout out
thank
to
you.
Laura.
Thank you so much for
Who
having us.
puts this show together.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome
does
to
all
see
the,
you too.
all the hard work. I just sit here in this chair and talk to you guys.
And so good to see you, my friends. It's been a while. I love you too, and happy holidays.
That's right. Happy holidays, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the new year.